During the Cold War, the US Army secretly put half a dozen soldiers into this building. Their job for decades was to try and be psychic.
We were foot soldiers. We were sort of psychic foot soldiers in the Cold War.
We were the prostitutes of the intelligence community. Everybody wanted us under the cover of darkness. Came to us and said, can you give us some information here? We have nothing to go on. But no one wanted to deal with us in the light of day. No one.
We were in condemned buildings. We went to property disposal to get our desks and our typewriters and stuff like that. We didn't exist. So how could we get supplies?
But the nature of the job turned many of the secret psychic spies stir crazy.
When you start looking at remote viewing, you're looking at producing information that violates space-time. Then your reality starts coming unglued. And if you're not real stable, there's no telling what you'll believe.
Gottlieb was working under the orders of a close friend of the Bushes, once the Bush family lawyer, the director of the CIA, Allen Dulles.
Early on, Allen Dulles pretty much decided that the CIA really has to be authorized to do whatever it takes, in any field. He gives a talk in early '53 where he says, mind warfare is the great battlefield of the Cold War, and we have to do whatever it takes to win this.
Dulles was the first person in the American intelligence arena that believed that one of the roles of an intelligence service is not unlike a great university. You had to be a center that pulled in information from all quarters, including, presumably, the unconventional.
Allen Dulles commanded his agents not only to spike people's drinks with LSD, but also to infiltrate seances so he could recruit clairvoyants to his mind warfare battlefield. This is how the remote viewing program began. It was funded with leftover MKUltra money.
The people who had been supporting us at the CIA were also involved in MKUltra and other unsavory things. Sid Gottlieb was our very first administrator at the CIA. Charming, avuncular, kind of senior scientists of the Mengele School of Science.
In the 1970s, the intelligence services realized that they didn't need to infiltrate seances because they had a great psychic in their midst, this man.
The people who are acknowledged to be great, of course, are Joe McMoneagle. His name is always mentioned when it comes to remote viewing successes.
What does the trigger mechanism on the Chinese nuclear weapon look like? Well, if you know where a Chinese nuclear weapon's sitting, then you can go out of body to that specific location and walk across the lab and look at the weapon sitting on the lab table and press your face down through the weapon casing and look at the weapon trigger mechanism, size it up, then come back, sit at a desk and draw it to scale.
And that is something specifically that
that's something specifically
that you did?
Yeah.
And did they act on it?
Oh yeah. It's easily done.
And did it prove to be correct?
I can't confirm or deny that.
And when the last Great War, the Cold War, relied heavily on psychic data, it is presumable that the psychics are having some impact on this war. Crazy psychic predictions influencing a crazy intelligence network and turning the American people crazy.
Recent intelligence reports suggest that al-Qaeda leaders have emphasized planning for attacks on apartment buildings, hotels, and other soft or lightly secured targets in the United States.
Since 9/11, have they done any specific works? I can't confirm or deny that.
And you couldn't confirm or deny which agency it may or may not have been? Okay.